Hey Vipers, Callender here, and as you can see, I'm in rural Mississippi. Dead giveaway is probably the old red clay road here that I'm walking on. But I'm up on my way to my place here in Mississippi, and I thought I'd stop and kind of share this with you. This is the Callender graveyard, and I know they came in here and sold a lot of this property 3 or 4 years ago for logging, and when they did that, the company that had bought the adjacent property came in and put these poles up for the graveyard, so to have a permanent marker for it. But I used to come up here when I was young, about 14 or 15 years old. My daddy's oldest brother, and he was a half brother. He had a different last name. But him and his son had a 600-acre dairy up here. And then my uncle bought a piece of property, probably 25 acres, and had some cattle on it, and raised a garden, had a couple ponds. And we used to come up all the time. I learned how to drive a 1963 Falcon up on these old dirt gravel roads here in Mississippi. So, but it wasn't until I was a good bit older that we found this graveyard. I was about 32, I think, when I found the graveyard. And the oldest family member that we're for sure know that's buried here is my great-great-grandfather. And you can see his name was Robert Eli Callender. And as you can tell, he was a private in Company 1, 4th Regiment, Mississippi Calvery, Confederate States of America. And he was born in 1835, lived in 1908. And he was born right here on this place and farmed it all of his life until he died in 1908. And right next to him is his wife, and her name is Mary Ann Hennigan Callender, and she was born in May 1838 and lived to 1913. So you can see, may not be able to tell from Callender, but that's a Scottish name, but you sure ought to be able to tell from Hennigan. So I'm a Scotch-Irish, like millions of others from up in this part of the country. But you know, this was a real big find for me. This is William Ray Callender, and that is my great-great-grandfather's brother. And he was born in 1849, lived in 1930. And this is his first wife, Mississippi Morgan Callender, in 1856 to 1885. Don't know for sure, but I'm about 98% sure that she died in childbirth, because I believe they had 5 children when she passed away. I don't know if the child died or when she died or whatever, but it would make the most sense that she died in childbirth. And this is a project that I want to do here just shortly. If you can see, that is the original marker from the funeral company or funeral home when they did the burial. And I happen to know this burial was in 1953. Same over here. This one's a little newer. And when I first started coming up here and found this, they actually had the paper inside these markers, and you could tell. And to the right here is buried his daughter, and her name was Callie, and she lived her whole life right here on this property. And never married, and was buried here. And this is her younger brother, and his name was Ingram Callender. And I want to get markers. That's something I'm going to do. And I'm going to have to go to the funeral home here in Liberty. They're the ones that did the funeral, and find out for sure. I'm pretty positive, but I want to find out for sure that I have the placement right. But as you can see, just a nice little family graveyard up in the woods here in Ducktown, Mississippi. So thought you might like to see this. I get on back to the truck. Thunder's been coming pretty quick. Don't want to get caught here in the rain, but just thought you might like to see it. All right, Pipers, till next time, y'all just keep them lit, keep them smoking.